And distractions, actually not much today. And concerned for the people who are sick. That's all. And Claire?
Hi. Intentions are just to start to get back to work, I guess. Distractions, COVID.
Mm,
And I'm going to
yeah,
pass that
sorry.
to Giantkin.
Giantkin? Yeah.
Um, I'm just listen and catch up while I can. Distractions. My dad's doctor appointment, so I'm actually not here.
Okay.
My office is closed. So if somebody goes by from in this room, just ignore me. What was the other thing?
Okay, great. And I'll just pass it off for you, Benz.
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling recharged a little bit. And no real distractions. Just intend to catch up and see what y'all did at East Barcelona.
Great. And yeah, you pass it on.
Oh, sure. Jake, if you would.
Thanks, Benz. For me, distractions, we'll start with that. You probably hear my voice is completely different. I'm under the weather, no COVID, just a head cold. So bear with me. I cough drop in right now, and then I'm staying at my buddy's place, so there might be some little kids running above us in the level above us. For intentions for the call, good thing is I've made a lot of progress on the donor survey, and Ashley and I actually have it up on type form. And so I want to discuss or take some time to discuss how this week will play out with the donor survey and kind of assistance from everybody on the Connect and Tom's call after this. But that's my intention for the call, is to discuss that in detail.
Perfect. Thank you. And you want to pass?
Yeah, we'll just pass it along to Jess.
Thank you.
Hi. So my intentions are to get back in the swing of things. I'm not sure I'm very swingy just yet, as I mentioned. Literally just walked in, and so yeah, that's a big distraction because it's just how it is, like crazy stuff, and the cat suddenly has a lot of fleas, and I'm looking at I'm sitting here staring at my calves, like my ankles, and trying to do a bunch of things at once and clean up the dead bird parts that are on the bottom of the stairs and stuff like that. So, yeah, so slightly distracted, and it's also like 35/95 degrees here.
I heard.
For everybody in Europe, and probably elsewhere actually. So I guess let's see who we got. Did Lauren? Is your voice working?
Yeah, my voice works. Thanks, Suga. Yeah, my intentions for the call are just to kind of sync back up with you guys and hang out and be led. I'm a little bit distracted by just like working on some tweets and some other stuff. I'm still kind of like catching up from not looking at my computer for most of last week. But yeah, happy to be here, and I'll pass it to Tossin.
Hi, everybody. So my intentions are just to actually sync and connect with everybody and then have an overview of what's going on. My distractions, okay, I'm currently working in the background, so I don't know who hasn't gone. So passing back to Janky.
Giantkin already gone, so you're the last one. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna quickly share the agenda today. We have very short agenda. I was planning for a debrief, but we'll see how far we can go, and I just added donor survey launch discussion. So it could be a short call. We just did the check-in. We're gonna do ideation jam on what to infographic. And then the third one is the third item is obviously the retrospective. We're gonna go on an island and then do a retrospective ideation, and then we do the donor survey launch. So with all of this, I actually did a Miro board, which turned out to be, I think it's a good idea for the people who are not here, or for those of you who are distracted and working. You can always come back to the Miro board and add your retrospective if you want. So it's always there. I'm just gonna share that Miro board. I've already shared the link. I'm gonna share it again in the chat, and you can go there if you can. And I'm also going to share my screen.
Hey, Melody, would you give me access? I think this is my first time getting into the Miro board for myself, please.
It should be access for everyone.
Okay, because it requested me to send you access or request.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
Miro board?
Yeah.
Everyone with the link. Oh, sorry. Sorry, this is my fault. Okay. I'm gonna send it to not just you, it's everyone. Okay, please use the last one, the last link that I put up there. It should work. Does it work now? I'm going to share it too.
Yeah, it's loading. It looks like it works now.
Yeah.
We're good.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's just quickly do this. So I was asked, like Ashley had informed us on the Connect channel. We had a conversation about another organization who does really cool infographics, and they are thinking we could brainstorm some terms, ideas, concepts, complexities, and stumbling blocks that users encounter on Giveth's platform that we can use infographics to clear up confusions for. So for the next 5 minutes, I wonder if you can just think about it and think about some of the terms and ideas that we could provide them, and so that they can make those ideas into infographics and be visually, presenting those. And this board is here. So if Com wants to use it, Lauren, if you want your team to be on this and putting ideas on it, please do so that we can all have. Someone moved my island. Please don't move the island. Yeah. Let me just. People didn't move the island. They moved this thing. Shouldn't. It's all locked. Huh. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just lock it again. So if you are the first time, you can drag these little stickies and put them on here. I'm just going to put some blank ones. And if you're finding blank ones, you can double click and write something like give back, for example. That's, I think, definitely one of the concepts that we want to explain a little bit better with visual. How to get give, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to set the timer for 5 minutes. And then we just do a very focused individual jam. And after that, we'll move to retrospective, and then we move to our discussion on the launch of donor survey. Okay, just gonna go with 5 minutes. If you don't have access to a computer right now, you can shout out to us and we can add that. Okay. It can be in general, like general terms that you think that people won't understand, or you can be just or very Giveth specific as well. Hi, Nicola. Oh, Ashley's here too, and Nicola's here. So what we're doing is we're brainstorming for terms and ideas or concepts that we can turn into infographics. And there is a link in the chat. We're just gonna do a 5 minutes focused jam, and then we're gonna move on to a small retrospective. But these boards are here so that people who can attend this meeting, they can also come here and contribute their ideas. So I have 1 minute left. So put in your ideas. We'll sort these ideas into groups, and because we might have duplicated ideas, and then we'll download it in Excel and we'll give it to Ashley afterwards. Perfect. Time's up for now. We're gonna move to the right to this little island called the Island of Golokans. I don't know why. Somebody made it, and I think it's a really good idea, an interesting idea. So just a little bit retrospective. So there are a few questions here. So up top here is the hidden gold, shout out to your team. So if you want to shout out to anybody, appreciate people's work, you can put your stickies here. And on the right is Pirates on the Shore. What did go well? So what went well with the ETH Barcelona? And then, what didn't go well, sorry, Pirates on the Shore. So what didn't go well? And on the left is what went well. So sweet fruits is what went well. So you can put your ideas here if you want. And then down here is message in a bottle, action points for the future. If there's any immediate action that you can think of, please put it there. And for those of you who haven't been to ETH, like we're just gonna do 5 minutes and you can actually take a look at what's happening. Yeah, and then we will pass this on to people who cannot attend this session so that they can contribute their idea as well. Okay, so yeah, let me just set the timer again, 5 minutes. Let's go. Anyone wants to talk about a general impression or a general comment? To give those of us, those who haven't attended, a sense of, how are you feeling about this conference? And sort of an update. I think for me, it's really great to meet everyone, and Giveth House is amazing. Oh, I should put like the terrace is really nice, and also the conference itself is interesting because that was my first ETH conference. I wish I could have gone to more talks because I only have probably gone to 2, and I wish I meet all of you because I don't think I haven't met all of you. So that is because people at different places, and then big size groups that we couldn't all sit together or be together at one place. Yeah, so that's my general comments. And anybody else wants to tell other people a little bit of what's going on, what happened? Yeah, Lauren, you're ready to give other people an update, and then we can, if you have anything, we can share out as well. That we're happy to support that too.
Wait, what do you mean to share out?
Or like tweets or anything like that, or
Oh yeah,
like videos, different things.
yeah, totally. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna spend some time in the comms call today, also figuring out like how we can use the content from ETH Barcelona and kind of extend it. But yeah, I mean, I think that like general reflections that our booth was amazing. Like all the people who are teaching everyone how to use donations and getting all these Twitter followers. We got like 150 Twitter followers in the last week or something, which is crazy. And like our tweets were getting so much great engagement with all of the photos and all the people, and our swag was everywhere. And like that was all amazing. And I think our talks were great, and the talks also brought in good people who were like interested in contributing. So our booth was amazing, our swag was amazing, and the people who were supporting were doing a great job. The kind of like constructive things that I'm like, what we could do better is it was really frustrating that one of our swag boxes actually didn't come. And I think it was because somebody, I wasn't keeping track of the tracking, and I had kind of sent the information to Franco, who was supposed to pick it up, and basically it got sent back. So I think we need to have like somebody keeping an eye on the tracking of like the swag coming and making sure it doesn't get sent back. And then another thing, like I relate to what Melody was saying of like, I mean, I didn't get to meet you, Melody. I saw you for a second. I saw you at the booth, but I was feeling really sick and I was about to give a talk. And I'm like, I'll say hi to Melody later. And I didn't. And then you were gone and we never even got to meet.
No.
But so I also think that like if we had like a organized like also we're going to do this Giveth thing together, because we did have dinners and we had all these impromptu things that we like flowed in for like a big meal together here or something here. But if we were like everybody at Giveth, we're gonna have like from 3 to this time, like we're doing this thing, and maybe there was like some team bonding activities, I think we could have like set aside maybe one day and let people know in advance as well that like this is our like Giveth team bonding day. That could have been like either before or after the conference, and that would have helped as well.
Yeah, great. I feel that too. And the restaurants in Barcelona are amazingly small, and we actually have our restaurants where we have like 8 people, and then they had to turn away people because there are 10 people coming and they couldn't house that many people anymore. So hence we can't meet everyone in one place. So maybe a beach hangout, so that for future. Great. Thank you so much. And so I think this, feel free to use this board if you want to continue with either the next call, or I'm actually going to share it in the Connect chat. So the people who are too weak to join us, like Ryan, this is actually Reiner and Sin. They both really want a retrospective, just the first day back. And but Rhino couldn't join, so I'll just send it to him so that all these people who can't join can put their ideas down. Let's move on, Jake, to the donor survey launch. Do you have any updates for us? I think if you have a type form typed up, and we're happy to test it because that we can just go through it and see where else that needs to be improved, and then it can be launched.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we, Ashley and I have been working on a type form. I know today she was going to spend a couple minutes to make one additional edit to it. But we're going to go ahead and put that up this week. We'd love any valuable feedback. If you can go through and do the type form, if there's anything that you see is incorrect or that it's jumping around too much or not jumping to the right follow-up questions, go back into the Google shared document though, and that's going to be the best location to add any comments. Or I know Nicola was saying that after Barcelona, there was a couple additional questions that she would like to see added into it. So if there's anything now after that firsthand experience with some of the donors or potential donors at the conference, absolutely add that in. I think the goal for this week is kind of internally, even though I understand we're flatline and it's kind of gets mixed up internal, external, but I would still like to not really go full on live and release it because part of it is giving out a reward, some give rewards for finishing. And at this point, I think we need to create a forum discussion on that and then go to the governance call of how exactly we're going to do that before we push it out in full. So I will, I think Ashley's already adding it into the comments in the chat right now as to where it can be found, or the donor survey can be found, as well as the Google document can be found. So this week, please go in there and tweak it, butcher it, or applaud it, however you want to do. And then I think, Ashley, if you want to chime in kind of a little bit about the forum, since that's fairly new to me, and how we'll go about setting that up in time for the governance.
Yeah, so we have here in the form that we want to be able to reward people in Give for completing this somehow. And so I guess just really visioning what that would look like, how much we would reward them, where would it come from, and anything that needs to be funded by Giveth needs to be approved by the community through our governance process for funding. So yeah, just kind of like maybe specking that out. Did anybody have any ideas of how this would work previously, or is this something that we just put in words and we're hoping that it would formulate, or had we thought about this previous to this?
I think, do we want to make some suggestions on the actual reward, and then I can help Jake to format or like draft that forum post. But the actual reward, I think we have thought about not a PO-op, but something else. Love token? Or what's the other token for swags? Is that, like, Ahmad was making some suggestions before. Any suggestions on the reward? That we can propose, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. If anybody has any suggestions, I think we can put it in the
think about it. Yeah, think about
exactly.
it. Yeah, think about it and put that.
What if we gave them? I mean, we could give them G-Love tokens, which would make them eligible to get swag. So that way they'd be able to like order like a Giveth hat or a Giveth shirt or something, a mug or something from the swag store, rather than like actually giving them Give tokens. Because honestly, even if we give them $5 worth of Give tokens, we hope that they'll use them in the economy. But chances are, like, you know, are they really going to, this kind of thing? So maybe it's better to reward them with some swag.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I really like that idea as well.
Yeah, and how much do you think, Ashley, that should be rewarded? What is the G-Love like?
So G-Love tokens, 20 G-Love tokens can get you one piece of swag from the shop, and it costs 10 G-Love tokens to ship that. I think that Griff is maybe paying for the shipping himself, so this is something that we need to maybe run by him to make sure that it's okay. How many, I mean, what is our projected amount of people that would be participating in this survey?
So, like, we have a list of just over 300, right? Jake?
Yep, correct. A list of over 300.
Yeah,
donors.
just over 300. So yeah, if this can motivate them to go up to like 20%, then we're talking about like, that's not much. What 1% is usually the response rate, which is like 3 people out of 300.
So like the 3 people.
30,
I mean,
we'll
even
say
if we got
30.
half.
Let's say 30, yeah, or 30 will be the max, and 10, probably we're talking about 10. If we get 30, we'll be
Well,
really
let's go
happy.
for the max. I mean, if we get 30, that's 900 Glove tokens. That would be 30 places of shipping it to 30 places. So I think we should, run it past Griff just to make sure, and that will be also go through in the proposal process, I assume, because we can include that in the proposal that we write. Because I would still consider this being like using resources that are community resources. So even though it's not Give tokens, it would still need to go through the governance process to make
course,
sure that
yeah.
that's okay. And so I think we can address, the shipping costs in the meantime and see if if it's doable. But yeah, I think, we give 30 Glove tokens to each person that completes it. That gives them one piece of swag and then allows it to get shipped to their house.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that we can, Jake, I can help you in our meeting this week to draft this.
That'd be great.
I'll give you some pointers on how to draft this forum post, and then we can get it off this week at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great, like I said, this week, if everybody goes in and takes the type form and offers any feedback on taking the type form, and again, do that on the Google Shared, and then on our meeting later this week, let's draft up the forum so that's ready for the governance call on Monday. I think we'll be in a really good place to then hopefully go live with this at some point next week.
Yeah, end of next week. So forum post of 5 days, right?
Just to throw out, 5 days on the forum. So like as soon as we could get up in the forum, that'd be great. And then just having somebody in the governance call to be there to talk to the proposal if anybody has any questions about it or anything like that. So having somebody to represent the idea at the governance call. That's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about in this call as well, but I don't know if I don't want to throw us off of an agenda if we have one. I didn't see an agenda, so I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, this is the last item of the agenda. I was gonna do a very focused jam session, but we have too little people, not enough people to do a longer session. So
yeah, that makes sense, and
yeah.
hopefully everybody who's not
I
feeling good
know.
starts to feel better soon. It feels bad, and not only just so that they can work, but just so that they feel better for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I guess the thing that I kind of wanted to bring to the surface is that I noticed yesterday in the governance call is we had time in the call and space and people that wanted to talk about, Rainer's forum post about the Give Back program and the projects and stuff, but there wasn't anybody there to, to talk about it. Like we didn't have any of the Connect group in there to represent the idea. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I think that decisions can be made on some of these things, but that we really need somebody to come and represent it. And I can try to be that person from my own standpoint, but I can only speak for myself and my opinion about it. So because Rainer was the one that made it and he wasn't there.
Yeah,
So like just to keep this in mind, and I don't think it wasn't a big deal yesterday. It wasn't something that went wrong or anything like this, but just so that you guys are aware, like we do have space in the governance call to talk about some of this stuff, and that's the best place to make these kinds of like decisions and things. So
yeah,
Sorry,
he was
I
feeling
wanted to
really
be there
bad
yesterday, but I couldn't.
People were feeling. Rainer couldn't make it today either because he's too weak.
Yeah,
So
it's
unfortunately,
totally understandable. It's totally understandable, and I don't expect them to be there. Just as I told you, I would let you guys know if anything came up during the government's call that I thought Connect should know about. So I wanted to make sure that that you guys are in the know that really that's the place that a lot of these kinds of decisions get made. So
yeah, need tokens. Great. Okay, so anybody else have any other business to bring up? Then we can I intended this meeting to be a more focused retrospective, and also that was a suggestion from Reiner and Sim and some other people too, but unfortunately they're not here. So we'll circulate the Miro board and then continue from there. Anybody else who wants to bring any other items? Otherwise, we'll just close.
Hey,
No?
Just
yeah, I
to,
can.
Yeah, Claire.
sorry, go on.
And Nicola as well. Yeah, Claire
Okay,
first.
yeah, thanks, Claire. Yeah, I was just wondering because we briefly touched with Ashley, and then I had this idea about reaching out to projects that couldn't pass through a verification process and are reapplying again, or are missing just a little details, something little to get it verified, like social media post or something. And I was wondering if Connect Group would be interested in outreach and talking to those. And
Of course.
so, do you have ideas how you would like to go about this? Shall we create some process? Or maybe
it's a
it's
great
something that we
idea.
can just think about for now,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Or you can just all of us could already be reaching out.
Yeah, maybe I could always after each verification round, I can pull out those projects that are verifiable and are just missing some details and seeing the potential, and I can shoot it in the chat, in the Connect chat.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that would be great. Yeah, and then we'll just pick it up from there.
I love it. Cool.
Yeah. So I'll make a note of that too for myself, because I'm also doing verification. We might want to start a kind of a shared sheet so that we can say here missing, or in the same sheet we say missing a tweet. Someone can reach out.
Well, and now that we have the form integrated in the application, we've learned that we might be able to give the reason, why they were rejected more specifically than we have been in the past. So that should be really helpful. And then I just wanted to throw something real quick on the end of what Nicola was saying about putting this stuff in the channel, is we just want to make sure we're not publishing anybody's email address in a public Discord channel. So we want to send over the contact information in the channel, but somehow we can,
Great. Yeah, so we don't send contact information, so people could probably click on something to a controlled sheet so that they can
like
have
similar
the
to what we
email.
have for the project verification now. Yeah, and I think our system is kind of changing a bit now that this form is going into there. So maybe we can utilize this sheet that we already have, or maybe we just make a new one.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Claire, you have something to say?
Yeah, it's not a new point or anything. I just wanted to add to the Glove token thing. I think it's a nice idea, and if we could add in somewhere, if the donors that completed the survey could take a photo of themselves and post it on Twitter, it would be really nice.
Great.
Some of those photos have been great, and it's been really nice to see everyone in their swag.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We could suggest that. And
so the one thing we are suggesting right now in the survey is absolutely in order to get the Glove, if that's how we're moving forward, you do have to post, and you'll see in the survey the last little pop-up or call to action is posting the survey that you just took on your Twitter account and tagging Giveth, and that's the way that we'll be able to track that. I do like, Claire, that even putting a photo maybe in the future with your swag that you receive. I think that's a beautiful idea. But there is a call to action that in order to get and prove that you kind of took the survey, even though there will be in there an opportunity to provide your email address as well. This is kind of and the call to action.
Okay, and then I guess now I'm thinking, okay, so once they've submitted the survey, how do we send them the Glove once they've completed? We're going to need a wallet address to send these tokens to, so should we add that
add
in
wallet
the survey?
address. Yeah. We should add wallet address then.
Okay.
Like if you would like to receive this reward, please add the wallet address and do a post on Twitter, and then we can verify it. Well, how do we verify it though? Somebody
that would be
posted.
something that Lauren would have to look up the what Giveth was tagged in. Is there a way to see that publicly, Lauren, or only you can see the information where Giveth was tagged?
No, I think anyone can look it up. Like you can also search. Yeah, I think you could also just search like at Giveth.io and like keywords from like their tweet or something to see.
Maybe we should make a hashtag.
It doesn't matter if it's a hashtag or not, because Twitter is like, Twitter doesn't care about hashtags. The hashtags are the same as regular words, and so if you just search the same words, the keywords, it'll come up with everything either hashtagged or not. Yeah.
And so as far as analytics and numbers and the math behind Twitter, it would be better for people to tag Giveth or for people to use a word?
Tag Giveth for sure.
Okay, let's do that.
But I think maybe both, like tag Giveth with this like something. Tag Giveth and say this, you know.
Copy and paste. Yeah, we did that. So there's a quote of what they need to put and then to tag Giveth. So it should be easy to find. Okay, cool.
Great. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Claire, for that suggestion. And anyone else? If not, I'll circulate the meeting notes as well as the link for the Miro board. And then, and then Ashley will get you some ideas on the infographics once other people have a chance to contribute their ideas, and then we'll download it as a list. When do you need it, Ashley?
Well, the guys for the blockchain learning center are going to be our community spotlight this Thursday.
Oh,
in
perfect.
The community hall. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe before
if we could
Thursday.
If we could have a few in there by then, and then we can always brainstorm together with them. But they'll come and talk with us about what they want to offer, and we can figure out, like, the way to go from there.
Yeah, we'll have a list for you before Thursday. Yeah, perfect. That can be downloaded from here. Great, thank you so much. And you can take 10 minutes break and then come call. And I hope everyone's healthy.
Okay. Oh, I have
you guys get
better.
I had one more thing. Sorry for like the last minute jump in. I've been noticing a bunch of people filling out the type form for project nominations, and and I think it might be like good for us to kind of keep an eye, because people are filling it out, and then so if we could kind of encourage more people to be voting on them, and then actually like use it and make sure that we're not just like having people fill it out and then neglecting it. I can make another tweet to be like, hey, we got projects on here, vote if you have Give. But yeah, I just want to just bring that to your guys' attention, because I'm not exactly sure what the next process would be for who would be then like taking on doing the outreach.
So if we can get a list, or if we can see, is there a dashboard of some sort that we can see projects being nominated?
Yeah, so there's a GitHub repo called Project Nominations, where you can see like every open issue is a nomination. So it's here. Just put it in the chat.
Okay. I'll put it in the thing.
And then we can also see them on Token Log. And I'll send you the link to Token Log there.
Oh, okay. So perfect. So for those that we actually, the Connect group who knows them or who wants to reach out, they can already start reaching out. And then those who are being voted on as the favorite, for sure, they need to be, we'll have actions to reach out to them. So when do we know, like, what is the voting process, or is there a timeline for the voting, or?
I don't think it's time boxed at all. We can just like, people can vote at any time, and we could close the issue. Yeah, and we could close the issue if we already reach out to them. So it's like we could kind of have it like a continuous thing, so people can like vote and push new projects up to the top, and then we reach out to the top one, and maybe we reach out to like one a week or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well,
yeah,
cool. I'll add it to our meeting notes so that people have this project nomination.
Yeah, and take a look. I think we didn't have the token log open, but if you click on the token log, you can see like people are actually already voting on it. Like Smart Center Group has 1,000 votes. Somebody voted with like 1,000 give on it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you see that? So you on the issue, you can just open it and see the votes.
You can actually click the second link I put in the chat here. It's tokenlog.xyz/Giveth/project nominations. And
okay, there. I'll put it on the meeting notes too. Voting. Great.
Yeah, and so if you open that link, you'll be able to see they're actually like sorted in terms of like top voted projects. So even like our team could go in and vote with their GGive.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So there are a few things this team can all be organized to reach out for projects who are missing information, and also some actions for the projects that are being nominated. I'll put it on the action list for this call. Great. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day or afternoon or evening, and keep safe and healthy.
Yeah, I hope you guys start feeling better, Claire.
Yeah,
those
Claire,
that
I
aren't
hope
feeling
you're
so good. Get
better.
some chicken soup and some rest. We're
Yes.
thinking of you.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks, Melody.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.